Welcome to JMR Talks. Today we will discuss about the relationship between psychological safety and what we call manager. As we all know, a lot of discussion is going about psychological safety, how the people are feeling insecure. That's leading to what we call some of them resigning, quitting, and all that. And at the same time, we are also aware that manager has a very important role in the organization. Getting outstanding productivity from his employees as such. So let's look at what I call the link, between the psychological safety and the manager, and what the manager, could do in ensuring or in creating what I call psychological safety. Now, to begin with, let's look at what I call the manager's role. We're all aware that Gallup, some time back, they have done a detailed study, to find answers to what I call two pertinent questions. One, what makes a great manager, and the other one being, what makes a great workplace. And ultimately, what I call, they found that outstanding performance of the organization depends on outstanding performance of its people, given the fact that all other resources are either available, accessible, or affordable. And this outstanding performance of the people, in turn, depends on how strong and vibrant the work environment, in creating which the managers, what I call, play a key role. But I'm not trying to say that there was no difference of opinion about the manager's role or their importance. For instance, look at what I call Google's approach. Initially, what I call they felt that they were not that important as such, and that's why they have gone for a flat organization. Then the employees were what I call directionless, and once again they've gone back to what the drawing board and did further research, and ultimately they found that they are the key for the growth and what I call success of the what I call organization. In fact, Google, lays a lot of emphasis on managers as coaches, but not as what I call bosses. So that's fine. So now, once for all, it's what I call settled that managers play a key role in the organization in the form of getting outstanding productivity from their associates or what I call partners. Now let's look at the concept of psychological safety. What is psychological safety? Psychological safety is the belief that someone will not be reprimanded or punished, for speaking up, opening up, expressing his opinions and all that. In other words, the employees feel that they are included, they feel safe to learn, they feel safe to contribute, and at the same time, most importantly, they would like to challenge the status quo and they feel the what I call need. In other words, without having any fear of being embarrassed or marginalized or punished in some way, what I call they would like to what I call conduct themselves. Right. Amy Edmondson, the Harvard business school professor who coined this what I call concept of psychological safety. She says that in the times of uncertainty and interdependence, psychological safety is what I call most important or is needed for. Cornell professor Kathleen, she says that when individuals are not allowed to bring their knowledge or wisdom, it leads to a situation called what I call common knowledge effect as such. That's great. But why managers what I call should bother about psychological safety? Professor Amy says that managers have a great impact on what I call psychological safety. They are the ones who play a key role in creating a strong and vibrant work environment. So it's all the more important that managers should be concerned with what I call psychological safety. But what is it for the managers? After all, managers are responsible for getting outstanding performance from the employees to the organization. When there is psychological safety, it boosts performance. People feel safe. So they know that they can commit what I call mistakes. They can experiment, they can innovate without any fear of being reprimanded or punished. So they tend to be creative. Second, increased what I call job satisfaction. They feel safe and being supported. And most importantly, it reduces attrition and what I call turnover rate. It reduces what I call absenteeism. So when absenteeism what I call turnover rate are reduced, you are spending less time and what I call less resources in recruitment and what I call training of people. Next, it improves what I call team dynamics. You have effective communication, effective collaboration in the team, and it builds what called trust. Lastly, it supports diversity and inclusion. So when there is so much at stake, what is that managers could do to create what are called psychological safety? One, open communication. Let his what are called his colleagues, partners, associates feel free to what are called express their ideas, their suggestions, etc. Second, lead by example. For example, what are called displaying vulnerability, not knowing anything. It builds a what are called excellent culture in the team. Foster growth mindset by providing opportunity for learning and development. Promote inclusivity with your transparent approach. Provide support. Create a feeling in the minds of the people that you are there for them. Recognize and what called reward. Positive behavior. As we all know, recognition and reward are the two important and powerful tools in the hands of the managers in inspiring what call his people to give their best. So when you recognize and reward positive behavior, such what I call positive behavior gets what I call strengthened, and people feel like displaying more and more of it. Address conflicts. Timothy Ortlock, the founder at CF of Leader Factor, an organization what I call involved in training, consultancy, and assessment, he says that psychological safety follows a natural what I call sequence of human needs, wherein they feel like what I call included. They would like to feel safe to learn, contribute, and challenge what I call the status quo. The real frontier of modernity is not artificial intelligence, but it's emotional and social intelligence. This is what Timothy Ortlock says. So what does he suggest? Let us respect what we call the people. Give them permission to feel included, to learn, to contribute, and what we call innovate. So what lies ahead for the managers in the form of a roadmap? Create and foster a culture of what we call psychological safety, where people can freely express, open up, give suggestions, commit mistakes, and learn. Let them feel respected at work for who they are. Let them feel comfortable in sharing ideas and what was speaking up. When you are creating as a manager a psychologically safe environment, people feel comfortable in expressing their ideas. They're willing to take risks, make mistakes, and in the process learn to be better, and leading to ultimately better collaboration, innovation, and productivity. Hope leaders in general and managers in particular take cognizance of this need to create psychological safety and do the needful. Thank you.